And hello again. This is Matt Borlenghi with the Cobra Kai Pawncast and my partner and producer, Drew Raskin. You know him as Flip the Script and the original Cobra Kai kid. Drew, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, thanks. Just seeing what the rest of the week brings me and us, all of us, really. We're Ooh, are we in some crazy times with some crazy decisions being made by some wackadoo people? But I was looking at not a graph, but kind of a board we have downstairs that um, we've had since the kids were smaller, but they're good daily reminders. And I was just looking at this thing of things I can control and things I cannot control. And, you can control how you react to something, um, but you can't control the thing that you're reacting to, whether it was the way someone thinks or the way someone speaks, what they might say, what they might do. You can't control those things. You can only control how you react to it. So, are my knuckles white? Because half the time I feel like I'm white knuckling it these days.
Yeah, but no, but I totally get that. Yeah, that's something that I've learned too. Like, because if you try to control everything, you know, I mean, it's just not possible.
You'll drive yourself nuts. And I remember when I was a kid, and I was dealing with some kind of emotional thing, and um, not feeling like I was fitting in or being accepted or whatnot. Yeah, I've always kind of been uh, outsider, black sheep. Always felt like I was in the proverbial corner, looking out over the rest of the room. And that's part of what attracted me to acting, was being able to be someone else. And yeah, I don't fall into, there's so many actors out there who try to separate themselves so much and make a big deal of, oh well, the character would have said this or da. And whatever works, different strokes for different folks. um I find that inherently any character that a person plays, I'll speak for myself, any character that I play has to be and is infused with a lot of me. Um, sure, makeup and all that and prosthetics can really change what you look like, but and it can help if you if I had a bunch of and I did one time on All My Children. Kelly Ripa's character was had taken something and was hallucinating and saw me as something completely different and scary and whatnot. And I spent hours in the makeup chair, and they made my face look like it was melting, and my hair looked like it was fried, and all that. And when I looked at that, I was like, wow, if this were something else, like if I weren't basically serving the purpose of making Kelly's character Haley freak out right now, if this were like a different project where I was living like this, then, and all this went through my head in the matter of seconds once they were done. And I was looking in the mirror thinking, if this were something else and I was living with these circumstances, it would totally change how I felt about myself, obviously, how I reacted to everything. So, makeup, those kind of things can change, help you act differently, of course, but inherently an actor has to infuse a lot of himself or herself into whatever role they're playing. And if it makes it easier for an actor to try to separate that much, where it's, oh, the character this, or she would say this, or wouldn't do that, okay, fine. But I find it more interesting to look inward and say, all right. And a lot of the great uh, acting teachers and methodology speaks to uh, finding the truth, and in the situation, and finding the way to react given what you know about the character that the writer has written. I just don't buy into the whole thing of separating myself so greatly from it. It's like, yeah, and in this scene I do this, and in that scene, I'm thinking that, and just keep it simple. It's not curing cancer; it's just entertainment. Just keep it simple. But wow, I went off on a spin. Why don't you ever cut in and stop me when I'm doing that, Drew? Just say, hey, Matt, what was it that you were going to say before?
No, I
Uh,
was into it. I was into it.
what I was going to say is that I was going through this thing, feel outsider, and getting teased or whatever for being different.
Mhm.
And my dad said, laughing at yourself gives you the right to laugh at others and keeps you from going insane. And I revisit that often, every, it seems like every few months that comes back to me, because it's so simple. If I can laugh at myself, then it means, hey, I'm not treating anyone else differently if I'm laughing at them, because I laughed at myself first and I'm able to. And it also keeps me from going insane with all the insanity that we're surrounded by these days,
Mhm.
in every area. And if all of you out there uh, thought of one person, or, politics or whatever, it wasn't focused just on that. There's just a lot of absolute insanity out there that's really scary. Um, but uh, laugh at yourself, laugh at others, keep your head screwed on. We're all just along for the ride, right?
Mhm.
Um, all right. A little bit of the morning news. Um, so Amazon is putting nearly $200 million on the line with its biggest theatrical swing yet. Have you seen, of course you have you seen promotions for Project Hail Mary?
Yeah, yeah. I'm seeing it tomorrow in theaters.
You're seeing it tomorrow.
Yes, yes. How about you?
It opens tomorrow night rather than Friday.
Usually, like, I don't know if
Oh,
they.
there I go, giving away that, but everyone knows we pre-record this, so
Oh,
maybe by the time anyone's watching this episode of the podcast, it'll be Friday anyway. So you're gonna see the movie early.
yeah. Well, usually they say like I mean, you would know more about this than me, but like, right when they say like a movie's coming out March 20th, like usually they'll release it like on the 19th. Matt, where'd you go?
Being a little, we just had our
Did,
first.
did I say something wrong?
Yeah. Someone didn't like your answer, I guess. So anyway, you're going to be able to see Project Hail Mary early.
I'm seeing it early. With movies, don't they usually like announce like when they say the release date, March 20th or something? Like, won't like it usually come out like on the 19th? Like technically they'll release it a day early.
If it's like a late night showing or something. But no, I wouldn't know better than you, Drew. You're flipped the script.
Yeah,
You're all about the movie business. You know what's going on more than I do. I'm doing more TV. So
yeah. Well, I mean, every time I see a movie and it says the release date and I go to get tickets, there's always tickets available for the day before. Like that's usually like the opening night. But yeah, I guess you're right. It's like usually it'll be like closer to the evening.
it looks like a really, really cool movie. And Ryan Gosling, he's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Even in Barbie, I mean, it wasn't necessarily my type of movie, but I enjoyed it, appreciated it for what it is. Um, Margot Robbie was great. Uh, the whole production value was great, and he was a pretty funny Ken. Let's face
Mhm.
it.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
stole the show.
yeah, he was pretty good. I don't know why when I first read this little piece of information earlier today, I was thinking Ryan Reynolds. I was like, how is all right? I'm looking forward to because what's his name as the superhero? Ryan Reynolds with the
Oh,
sword.
well, oh my Deadpool.
Deadpool. Yeah.
Deadpool.
I
Yeah.
mean, that right there is my favorite superhero franchise right there.
Mm.
It is just so wrong that it's right. you know,
Yeah.
it is so, those are, I'll take that and Iron Man just because Robert Downey Jr. is just phenomenal in so many ways, from Charlie Chaplin to Iron Man. I mean, he's just so good, and I can't imagine. I forget now some of the names that had been considered to be offered for Iron Man. But I remember when I was looking at the list, I was like, no, none of these people. I didn't care how much bigger their names were at the time than Robert Downey Jr.'s. No one could have played Tony Stark and made the impact as Iron Man that Robert Downey Jr. did. Are you listening, Robert Downey Jr.? Are you listening?
Come
Come
on the
on,
show.
come on. Or I mean, throw me a bone. I'd love to act with you. I would actually. You know what? That was so pitiful that I just did that, but that would be one of the highlights of my life, sharing screen time with Robert Downey Jr., just having a good dramatic scene to chew into,
Mm.
to chew on, bite into, whatever. Uh, that would be that would be amazing, you know. Um, anyway, Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling. See, this is again. Sometimes pretend I'm like a wild bull going after the clowns in my head or something in the arena, and just throw the rope and lasso me around the antlers. Say, hey, Matt. So So the Ryan Gosling-led sci-fi adaptation of the best-selling novel by Andy Weir, Project Hail Mary. This is really Amazon. It's their biggest endeavor so far. I mean, Red One didn't come close to what was spent on the movie. The Accountant barely made any kind of profit, or The Accountant 2 rather. And it looks just like an amazing movie. What was the movie with Sandra Bullock that was so Sandra Bullock, and was it George Clooney, the space movie?
Oh,
And that director was just lauded and praised for what he had created. That was
Gravity.
that's it, Gravity. That movie garnered so much attention. It was so powerful. The visuals were amazing. But this movie, the few little clips I've seen of it, just looks incredible. What else? Let's go to some TV development or production. Netflix's Assassin's Creed series adaptation has added a couple of people. Numi Rapace or Rapace. I don't know who that person is. Sean Harris. I think I know who that is. The White Lotus season 4 has some people added to it. Apple TV's The Morning Show. Love us, The Morning Show. Adds Jesse Williams as a new network exec in season 5. The Lincoln Lawyers starting season 5 production. Tina Fey is going to adapt a novel called Finlay Donovan is Killing It for Peacock. Netflix. Okay. I don't know why I keep hearing this name, this influencer, Haley Bailey. Netflix has chosen her to host a reality competition series. Oh, yay. Another reality competition series called Win the Mall, blending shopping spree and social strategy in her TV debut.
It sounds better than Is It Cake?
I mean, listen, if there's an audience for it, great. Wish her luck. Wish Netflix luck. Because we love Netflix and we're very loyal to Netflix and we want anything they do to succeed mightily, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did I say that right? Did I straighten up enough?
Perfect. Word for
Okay.
word, spot on.
And speaking of TV development, so another little part of the morning note. On another episode, I had spoken about one of the shows that I'm involved in, executive producer, actor, some writing, Letters to Addie. Remember that? It's the addiction themed show. We ran a mood reel for it. Another show that I'm doing the same thing on is called Townsend. And Townsend, I actually play the title character. I play Dr. Patrick Townsend. And it's Dr. T, as he comes to be known, is a TV therapist, kind of like Dr. Phil, but a whole lot less douchey in real life and TV life. And Dr. T has issues. And while he's giving, all this advice to people on TV and all that, his personal world is falling apart. He's drinking too much. He's kind of created a big void between himself and his family. He has a wife. two kids, late teenage, young adult age kids, a boy and a girl. And the pilot episode will really be about how his life is coming undone, and then through a series of really horrible decisions, he has to face the music, and he loses his show, he loses his $10 million a year salary, and he needs to rebuild himself and earn the network's trust back if he's ever going to have a chance at getting back on TV. But he also has to earn his family's trust back, and his wife is dealing with some terrible personal developments of her own, and the kids are just kind of trying to hang on and embrace and support their mom while shunning their dad, me. So there's a lot going on in the show, and it's I wanted to roll just a little teaser about it because he's not your typical, like I said, he's not douchey like Dr. Phil. He's a biker at heart, like I am. I mean, I've been a biker since I was 14 years old. Motorized bicycles, folks. I can't do the whole bicycle thing anymore, but so take a look at this little teaser reel to get a little sense of Townsend and a little flavor. Also knowing that it will be a lot more going on in this show, because in order to, get back to where he was and the network's good graces and the public opinion and all that, he kind of has to fake it till he makes it, because really, as you'll hear at the end of this teaser, he just wants that frickin' show back. So take a look.
So talk about scandals. Dr. Townsend?
Yeah, source canceled today. America's favorite daytime therapist, Dr. Patrick Townsend, found guilty of DUI and assault.
Fired from the network effective immediately.
The judge told Dr. Townsend, quote, "There is a God, and you are not him."
It's been 10 months since I became tabloid fodder, the punchline of every water cooler joke in America. I built an empire telling people how to fix their lives. Now everyone's saying I built my empire without bothering to fix my own. I take long rides to think, to figure out ways to convince the world I've changed, that I'm reformed, more enlightened. Not because I believe it or need it, but because the network wants to see it. Two more months until my review. I can do 2 months. I have to. But when I got fired from my show, lost my career of 20 years, my wife, my kids, I wanted to fight everyone. I wanted to be seen and heard, and my anger was righteous. And then this older friend of mine just told me to surrender, to let it go. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? Turns out it was the best piece of advice I have ever been given. Talk about a paradox. Letting go of self to find self makes no sense to me, especially the surrendering to God BS. But at 55 years old, and after all that's happened, what I'm after is a little bit of peace in my life. What I know is that I'm a biker who has a talent for helping folks and a crazy thirst for celebrity, and I want that all back and more. And that's a little taste of Townsend. That cool drone shot, as you know, the highway in the mountains and all that, and those last lines. I want all of that back and more. So it's the thing is, as a therapist, my character, I've always been very good at what I do, but very bad at, doing me and holding my life and career together. And it's just, the theme of it is very universal. The theme of it is very relatable. What happens when you kind of lose your grip, and how do you get your grip back, and what do you have to go through? So I'm really excited about both Townsend and Letters to Addie. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It would be my first time, well, with a TV series, at least. I played the title character of in a movie called Jack Rio quite a few years ago, which is still findable somewhere. I don't know where. I think it should be re-released because it actually has legs still. It's a cool little film that it was based off of a short film that I wrote and directed and produced and won a few festival awards with. And someone, Gregory J. Martin, who is the creator of The Bay and a few other shows. And The Bay is very popular. It's a soap, a digital platform soap. Gregory J. Martin happened to see my short at a film festival and said, we should do something with this. And, we went ahead and made a feature-length movie and, brought in Sean Kanan, for example. Sean Kanan plays my nemesis in Jack Rio, and he's good. He's, we had a really cool and dramatic and powerful climactic scene together. I won't spoiler alert it because Jack Rio is still out there and findable. So, folks should watch it. You should watch it, Drew. You might like it.
Yeah. I'd love to.
See a very different side to me. I'll put it that way. Basically, what happens when a famous actor loses his grip because he can't take the fact that his character that has made him ultra famous, when people don't even refer to him as a person anymore, they're always calling him Jack or Jack Rio. Hey, that's you, isn't it there, Jack? So he snaps, and it's a pretty cool film. But as far as a TV series, Townsend would be the first time that I've played the title role, of Townsend. So a lot goes with that. As we mentioned, last episode, I just did an episode of R.J. Decker opposite Scott Speedman playing the title role. And, you wear the show a little bit more heavily on your shoulders when you are playing the title role. But yeah, it's I look forward to great things with both of those shows. All right. If people aren't asleep yet, how about a little thing for the ladies? For the ladies, be aware of your right to vote, ladies. This SAVE Act that they're trying to shove down and shove through. Read the fine print. That's what I'll say, because a lot of people think that just having a driver's license, just having your ID, they're hiding behind this, requiring ID to vote. We've always required ID to vote. What they're doing is potentially shutting out 70 million married women who don't have, the proper documentation because they changed their names when they got married. A lot of people don't have the money or time to go get a passport, because that's what they're trying to shove down, is that a passport is required to vote, not just your driver's license. So pay attention to that, ladies. And on a different kind of safety issue, how many times have you finished running your errand or shopping or whatever, and you're walking to your car and you want to chirp the alarm in advance? Wait till you get to your car and you're ready to get into the car. Why would you unlock your car for someone else to get into your car before you even get into your car? So pay attention to where you parked so you don't have to chirp your alarm to find your car. And then wait till you're next to your car, ready to get in, to unlock it. Maybe 2-3 steps away, so you don't really have to break stride. Just chirp, open the door, get in, and then lock the doors immediately. Don't just shut your door and start fiddling on your phone or returning that text that you couldn't do while you were talking to a cashier or whatever. Lock your doors. Number one. All right? Lock your doors immediately. Don't just sit there with your doors unlocked, distracted. I'm telling you this because I give a damn, because I care about you, because I have a wife and I have a daughter and I respect women and I love women. And if some moron ever tried to prove a point, like they were doing a while back, saying, "What is a woman?" I would just say, a woman is something greater than myself and greater than you. And that'll shut them up real quick. The morons never really have a response once you hit them with something intelligent. And parting thing, the life of an actor is not an easy one, unless you're Tom Cruise, and I'm not Tom Cruise. There have been many highs and lows in my career. I've touched on that in the past. And I just wanted to, when things have gotten really bad over the course of my life and career, I just wanted to say thank you to the friends and the family that was able to come through and help me get through it, whether mentally or financially or both at once. Thank you, friends and family. Thank you. And you know who you are, and the list is long, so I'm not going to try to read one, but if you've been there for me, then you know who you are. And thank you from the bottom of my heart, always. Drew, anything you want to add to this cheery episode ending?
I think that was a beautiful ending. I I think that's a very special way to end it. And I also want to let you know that I'm gonna check out Jack Rio, and I will let you know my thoughts when I do. Maybe we can talk about it on the Pawncast. So I'm excited to see you and Mike Barnes go head to head.
I think people would love to see Sean Kanan on the podcast. I might even ask him one of these days if he wants to come on, and who better to talk Jack Rio with than with Sean Kanan, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here again. I hope you're still here to hear me say thanks for being here again. And as always, bless.